welcome to episode 146 of
The Eldritch
Podblast.
Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I'm Jack.
Oh my god, hello, it's so warm.
It's really hot.
Oh my gosh,
I've got my joggers on, which probably isn't the right decision.
Yeah, it's so... There he is.
There he is.
We were worried because the dog... Listen.
Stayed downstairs on his own, probably to lick his face.
The dog's like a shadow.
But I didn't want to shout him to come up.
Yeah, to lock him out of the room.
To lock him out of the room. So
I
was just like, I can guarantee as soon as we start filming, it'll come up.
He'll hear us talking and he'll come up. And lo and behold, he did.
And there he is.
And he's once again in prison. So.
He's his bed's out there though, and he can see us.
Yeah, he's not looking at us right now.
The only room he can't go in is this one.
Yeah.
So he's not really. We're the ones in prison.
Oh my god, we're the ones in prison?
I'm in prison.
Hey, you're in prison now. Hey, how about that? You're in prison now. Yeah.
Enjoy
How does
yourself.
that feel? Yeah. Stay here.
You don't have to go to work.
Oh, true.
It might be quite nice,
you can't feel the sun on your face either. But, who needs that, right?
Just lay down in a prison cell
Oh,
and think about what you've done.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. How is everyone? How you doing? How you doing? What you eating? Who you doing? Where are you? Who are you? Oh, you're in prison.
All
we
of
can
the
answer
good
that.
stuff.
We can answer that. You're definitely in prison.
I'm in prison. My geolocation is prison.
Yes, yeah. My postcode is prison.
Is prison.
PPR
15 space 0
yeah.
Prison.
How have you been? What have you been up to? How are you?
Me? Oh God, I'm tired.
Yeah, I've got such a bad headache. I've come to the conclusion that when it's warm outside and we have these lights on and I am not hydrated properly, I got such a bad headache. Well, the thing is, I didn't have time to fill up my drink again, so it's last night's drink.
No.
Which makes me feel a little bit weird. And it shouldn't,
squinkly.
Considering I drink from it all day.
24/7.
Yeah, literally 24/7. But because it's not a brand new drink, I'm like, maybe I just won't drink it.
I'm just going to leave mine here. You got some mine?
Is it from today?
Yeah, I made it this morning.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my God, let's go.
A drink break and dog break. Let's go.
Drink break, dog break. Oh my God.
Drink break, dog break. Let's go. I'm trying to think if there's anything to update you on.
Yes, there is. The homebrew challenge one.
Oh, yeah.
The way that we're filming at the minute and the way that this homebrew challenge gets announced, we announce the winner.
And
no, we don't. We go through all of the challenges. Then there's an entire week
where we haven't filmed
before we record the episode within, and we just keep forgetting because they're so far apart.
And the thing is, we probably could film it no, we couldn't. I was gonna say we couldn't even film it the day before. We
do it Sunday. No, because we haven't picked.
Yeah, because we film Fridays and Sundays, and then obviously the live stream's on the Sunday. So then we film on the day, we do the live stream reading.
Yeah.
And then by the time it comes around again to plan,
it's just not there at the forefront of our minds.
Genuinely, it is just forgetting. Yeah. So we deeply apologize about that.
But we're reading one out tonight. I know it's Thursday for you, but tonight it's Sunday.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is Monday next week.
Yes.
We're going to read both the winners out for consumable and whatever tonight is.
We roll. Yeah.
And then from that point on, we're going to try not to forget.
Yes. Will you have seen this by the time that... Yeah, you will have, because this is Thursday's episode.
This is Thursday. Yeah, it's gone on Thursday.
Yeah. As you can tell, we're not good. I'm not good with...
We aren't good. Both of us.
With working out dates in future in time when we filming technically behind, but technically ahead. When we film in past.
It's complicated. And it's tough.
It is. Because we realized we should have read the Homebrew Challenge winner out on Monday. No, it should have been last. It should have been last Monday.
But because we do it a week after we've read them, we just forget.
Yeah, totally. So next Monday.
You're going to get two.
Yes.
Get two announcements.
You'll get both of them because we'll have done both of them. Yes.
Double dipping in the announcements.
Oh, piggy dipping. Let's go. So terribly sorry about that.
Yeah.
Very sorry. We will definitely we need to make something because we have like a schedule where it says like what episode we're going to be filming. I just need to put on the schedule when the winners read and when we should announce it.
Yeah, when we announce the winner.
Yeah. Will I do that?
We can do that. We can figure that out. We'll
figure it out. So
very
sorry.
It's an easy figure out.
Very, very, very sorry.
Big announcement.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Lock in, strap yourselves in.
Well, I think
lock in.
You will have seen this. Yeah, we talked about it on Monday's episode.
Yes.
Yes, we did. We are the finalists in the Crit Awards.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
For best up and coming Twitch channel.
Best upcoming Twitch channel, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Once again,
we've gotten there because we were voted for by you. So a big thank you to you.
Indeed, indeed.
If you would like us to win out of the 4 finalists in our category, please head over. All the links will be in the description. Please head over and vote for us. We'd really appreciate it. The fact that we've been nominated as a finalist feels
wild.
Wild,
by the way. Insane. Yes, please do. Please take a look at the Crit Awards in general. It's not just us. There are so many wonderful creators who are in the Crit Awards who have been announced for so many different things. It spans from dice makers to cosplayers to actual players.
To best NPCs and live players. Which our friends...
Careful Cantrip
have been nominated for that category, which is awesome. So go vote for them.
Yes, indeed.
So if there's anybody that you like in the TTRPG like content creator space of any kind, make sure you go and vote for them. But if you would be so kind and if you think we are worth it, please head on over and give us a vote. We'd really appreciate it. Indeed.
Absolutely wild. Well, this is the first time that we've recorded since it was announced.
Because it was announced on Friday night,
yes.
But we filmed that episode
Friday morning. So on Monday's episode, we were definitely like, hey, the Crit Awards.
Yeah.
But we weren't sure. Like,
we weren't going at it with our full Badussi because we didn't truly know.
Yeah, we were on stream on Friday and one of our mods, Hoobs, was like, hey, have you guys seen this? And obviously, we'd been told like a week before, basically, and we obviously couldn't mention it until all the finalists went up. So it was very exciting. Live on stream, we were able to
tell everyone.
Exactly. So thank you. Yeah, it felt really, really, really good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I nearly timed my first +10 key.
On your healer?
On my healer, my monk, which is like the equivalent of like a +20, which is kind of like the kind of the end game content that we aim to get to.
Yeah.
We nearly did.
We were close. We were really close.
We were close.
I think we will time it. Like, if we do another one this week, we'll time it easy.
Yeah, I think so. Which is just insane considering I never, ever, ever, ever thought in a
badillion years
I would even get to half of this level with my healer. And I'm not the best healer. Trust me, I'm not the best healer.
You're good enough.
I'm good enough, and I'm you know what? I'm a very reactive healer, I've realized.
You're playing a good class for it as well.
Yeah. There is definitely some setup. Yeah, definitely.
But I think like with Shylon's gift, like, that just passively like gets better as the combat goes on. Yeah. So when something goes wrong, you can go boom.
Yeah.
And then, revivals there.
Yeah.
You do a lot of passive healing, but you have a couple of or no buttons.
I do.
Which is good. It's like if you were playing a discipline priest, it'd be over.
Yeah.
That takes pre-setup.
No, see, I'm a very reactive healer, and that's just because I'm learning like the fights and everything. I do get the feeling that once I actually learn the class more, I will definitely be a better healer.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
Naturally, just the more you do something, the better you get at it.
So I'm enjoying. Hey, plot twist! I'm enjoying playing a healer in something.
Yeah, because it's good fun. It's like it's different to DPS because when you go in, you just want to come out and see the biggest number. Yeah, like that's why you play DPS. Yeah. When you come out as a healer, it's like it's always different.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's always different, and you can measure your performance on a multitude of different things. Did nobody die? Awesome. Did I get all the dispels really well? Super cool. Did I do a lot of damage? Did I do a lot of healing?
Yeah.
It just gives something else. Like when I play well as a tank, like if the route was great and nothing like bad went off and I got all my stops and my pulls and my silences and stuff like that right, like even if my damage wasn't like turbo great, I'm still like, I played well there.
Yeah, I agree.
Which feels good.
Healing is a different level of satisfaction, I think. So I'm enjoying it. I am really actually enjoying it.
Yeah. I knew you would. I knew if you got in there and did it. And the thing is, it's like, you're like, I'm definitely a better Beastmaster. It's like, yeah, but you played Beastmaster for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna be a better Beastmaster.
Yeah.
But if you played Mistweaver for 3 years,
Yeah, I'd be a good
you'd
Mistweaver.
be just as good.
Yeah,
But
agree.
I think it's crazy when you play a role like healer and you realize how much you add.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
I got rid of that dot so people didn't have to pop defensives.
Yeah.
So they could just keep pumping DPS.
It's a feeling of when everyone's really low and like God, there's a boss. Sorry, World of Warcraft talk.
Yeah.
There's a boss in Halls of Infusion.
Halls of Infusion, the third boss,
we're
the
talking
ice
about
boss.
Season 4 of Dragonflight right now. There's a boss where it's just constant pulsing damage.
It's just rot damage, yeah.
Constantly.
There's a few big hits as well, but most of the fight is just rot damage.
Well, and the thing is, on top of that, there's some mechanics that, and now that I play Melee, some mechanics that are kind of hard to get out of, some mechanics that are hard to time and hard to understand where you are in them. I think I have that thing. Everyone has a level of colorblindness, right?
Yeah.
I genuinely think I have a level of colorblindness when it's blue on blue.
Yeah.
Every single World of Warcraft thing that I've ever struggled with has been heavily blue and blue on blue. I think I really struggle with it.
I think the last boss in that dungeon, the swirlies in the blue swirlies
in the blue water
is criminal.
It is criminal. It's criminal.
I think that's a criminal offense.
You're completely correct.
Like,
it's criminal.
Just make them bright white or something.
Yeah,
just
I know.
Make them anything but
blue. Yeah.
I understand that the boss is an aqua, like water tsunami sort of like elemental thing.
Yeah. But just
make them.
Yeah. Oh
or
my
just
God.
like make them so unbelievably
different
obvious.
blue. Just making them a different
just make
blue.
them a deep dark blue.
Yeah, I think I really struggle with anything that's like blue swirlies on. To be honest, even like purpley blue swirlies on purple, I really struggle with.
Yeah.
Anyway, that boss.
The thing is
rough.
about WoW and the developers, it's like they cast like which I do genuinely love, and I think it's another reason why the game is so great is like they care so much about theme.
Yeah.
They care so much about like theme and the way it looks and the cosmetics of it so much.
Yeah.
That they would rather commit to that than
it
being easy
which
to see.
which is fair. Like I get that. I get that. Yeah, I get that. And there is colorblind modes you can put on.
Yeah.
Like there definitely is. There's all of those accessibility things as well. But yeah, that boss stinks, and being able. Hello. So, there was someone at the door.
Amazon was at the door.
I have a headache. I had to take my hair down. It's a whole thing. Anyway, what I was saying was...
What were you saying?
That boss in Halls of Infusion, it's a lot of constant damage. I vocalized out loud, I can't do this. I remember going, I can't do this. And everyone being like, no, it's okay. No, it's all right.
We got through the boss.
And somehow... by the skin of our teeth, we got through it, and that feels good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
barely scraping through, but scraping through.
It's like knowing when you've got moments. It's like I don't need to panic here. I've got like even like 5 seconds.
I was panicking.
Yeah, but it's like knowing like, all right, I've got 5 seconds. We've got behind the frost like icicle thing.
Yeah.
Like the cast's not going off for a little bit. Let me just get some healing out. And, you know, asking people to pop defensives and stuff like that. You know, it's good.
We got through it.
We got through it, yeah.
Anyway, that story, which has taken us IRL about 15 minutes to tell you, that's that. So, I guess with all of that, is there anything else?
Nah.
Well, with all of that.
I mean, all the good stuff, like...
Oh!
Go grab some merch. Attack the Unaware,
www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Get attacked.
Get attacked, unawarely.
Unawared. Oh my God.
Heavy metal t-shirts, all that good stuff there. Help support the podcast. Come join us on Twitch. Apparently, we're good enough to be nominated for the best up-and-coming Twitch stream, so there's got to be something you enjoy if you come on over.
Yeah.
Our Hellbound store will be linked down below if you want to support us in that way. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes,
all
vote for
the
us in the
goodies.
Crit Awards. And with that, let's get on to some D&D advice.
Let's get it, baby.
These are all submissions, so thank you very much. If you have any D&D advice you would like answered, please check the form in the link below. We also do D&D advice every Friday on Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah.
Where we answer your D&D. We do this, but live, basically. And we have a whole chat who are really incredibly helpful too. So please tune in for that. And
it seems to be very popular and people very much like that.
I very much like it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like doing advice online. It's, I always say with these, I take some older ones and then I take some newer ones, because obviously some people need things kind of like ASAP, and then some are like, slow burn type things. So I feel like with advice on Twitch, we get the immediate feedback of what we've said, if that makes sense.
People get immediate advice.
Yeah, exactly.
In that very moment that they need it, they can get it.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you don't get spam for like 6 weeks.
Because there's so much advice that people want. That does happen.
So this first one, this has been sent in by Anonymous, and she uses she, they pronouns.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous.
So the title is, does this seem targeted or is this normal? Background. Player from a fairly long-running campaign I was in started his own campaign while the main one was on a break. I don't know this guy that well, but we are friendly, so I joined. In the second session, we met an NPC who was ridiculously evil in basically every way. At one point, she insulted a specific thing about my character's appearance. I was a bit annoyed that my character was the only one to be specifically insulted by her, but whatever, she's evil. The party is pretty dead set on killing her, but she's too powerful for us to try it right now. The next session, she gave my character a scroll of alter self to change my character's appearance. I thought, okay, I can use this for something else. Nope. It was specifically created only to change this one specific thing about my character's face. If you try to rip it up or get rid of it, it will just reappear. I just try to ignore it, but over the past few sessions, the DM keeps bringing up this scroll and pressuring me to use it. We're trying to build an army, and this NPC who could effectively double our crew will only help if I use this scroll. I'm sticking to my guns and I'm refusing, and luckily the other players don't seem to hold it against me. I have no problem with NPCs being cruel, but this NPC has not targeted any other PC like this, and it's honestly just annoying at this point. Does this seem like he's being passive-aggressive, or is this just a poorly thought-out bit? I don't want to bring it up if I'm looking too deep into it, and some additional info. My character is the only girl in the party, and I am currently the only female player. There was another one, but she was only there for one session. This campaign is using a module, but this NPC is not from the module. The DM had made this up.
Is it targeted? Is it a poorly thought out bit, or is it sort of,
or is it actual is there maliciousness behind it?
I think it's a poorly thought out bit with a potentially malicious intent behind it.
See, I can't help but wonder, is this a poorly thought out bit?
I think it's a poorly thought out bit. I think it's a dreadful bit.
Genuinely.
The bit is bad.
But does it actually have some significance to the plot or the story? Has the DM hinged a big part of a reveal or some secret behind this being done to this character? I
wonder what the change is.
Yeah, well, that's it. One specific thing on OP's face. Is it something I don't know. Is it a story reveal? But even then,
I don't think you should ever hinge a story reveal on somebody's
appearance changing.
I don't think you should ever mess with people's appearance.
No,
changing.
Me neither.
I don't think that is something that the DMs have control of. So much during the story.
Yeah,
it's you don't need to have control of this.
No,
there's no need for you as a dungeon master to have control of this. And if you don't have control of this, you can still tell a absolutely great story. It will not hinder you at all.
Yeah,
not having control of this.
The only situation that this would be okay is if the player was I'm a changeling.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's something to do with the backstory that hinges on something about me changing. That's the only situation it would be okay to hinge something like that on it, because the players come to you going, hey, this is the situation.
Yeah, and if you're a changeling, that's just part of it.
Yeah,
that's just part of it. So you change the way you look constantly.
Yeah,
because that's or you change the way you look permanently once, and it's that's your bit.
Yeah,
you're somebody else.
Yeah,
acting as somebody else.
Yeah,
but again, that's a player's choice.
Yeah, I agree.
Not a dungeon master's choice.
No, I agree.
So Does it surprise me that you're the only female? No.
Yeah.
Is this I want the one female in the party to look a specific way because I am a
Because
man
misogyny.
and I like women to look a specific way? Which is just fucking weird.
Yeah,
and cringe
and it's fucking so
horrible.
lame that we have to even. I hear again, OP. I hear you say I'm the only girl at the table.
Yeah.
My character's the only girl character, and it's only happening to her. And like,
Which I don't think is I'm too pessimistic in my old age
yeah.
to feel like that's too much of a
I agree. Honestly, I agree. And the fact that she's even mentioning it makes me think, obviously, this is weighing on their mind.
It would weigh on my mind.
Like,
and it's like, to me, not everyone's good at reading signs.
No.
But if you're trying to rip it up and you're trying to get rid of it and you're trying to ignore it and you're trying to just get past it and it's just always cycling back. And it's like, I think, at this point, you're going to have to talk to them.
100%.
You shouldn't have to do that full stop.
No.
The fucking problem.
And the thing is, you're like, I don't want to bring it up if I'm looking too deep into it.
No.
But I'm telling you, you are not.
You're
the
not
fact
looking to.
that you're the only one it's happening to. You try to get rid of it and it keeps reappearing. This important NPC won't work with your entire party if you don't use this scroll. Like, of course, you are absolutely being targeted. For what reason?
I don't know. It could be a number. It could be the DM doesn't realize it's a fucking shit bit.
Yeah, totally.
They might just be a fucking misogynist who just likes women looking a specific way.
And they just want control
and they want
over
control over your autonomy,
is.
which is just fucking disgusting. And if that's the case, I wouldn't even talk. I'd just leave.
Absolutely.
But
you know your DM better than we do.
Yeah.
You need to talk to your DM, and you honestly, you're saying it's just annoying. Yeah, true. You just need to go to this DM and be like, hey, like this scroll thing,
it's
like
weird and annoying.
Like, yeah, like it keeps coming up, and like this is me verbally telling you it's annoying now,
and I want it to stop.
Like
now,
if it's just a bit, then please stop.
Because it's not funny.
If it's not a bit, can you just give me some insight into what's going on? Because
and then at that point, if you get the answer that none of us want to hear, but is potentially the answer that I think you might get, then you just leave.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's up to you at the end of the day. It's like how comfortable you are with all of this. If I understand that maybe you might not have another chance to play D&D outside of this game, which would stink, and that's why a lot of these things come about.
Hey, no D&D is better than bad D&D.
So the bit is dreadful. No matter why it's there, it's not good.
It's annoying, no matter what.
Just let them know, and if they immediately go, yeah, I'm sorry about that, I'll stop it, then it's like, oh, okay. Then maybe they just didn't realize it was a dreadful bit. That's what I'm hoping. I hope that happens.
I'm the type of person where I would need to know why.
Yeah.
I would need an answer to why the fuck you've been so annoying for however many sessions. I'd want to know why.
Yeah.
I understand that not everyone is like that, but I would need to know why.
Sort of just resolution.
In order for me to move on, I would need to know why. But please talk to your DM and just verbally make them aware that it's annoying you and that you're confused about it, and you would please just like it to stop, especially if it's just a bit, because it's not funny anymore.
But just so you know, totally okay to feel this way.
100%.
Totally valid to feel this way. This is weird.
Yeah, this is weird.
And you shouldn't be getting put through this.
Yeah, it is. This is just weird.
No matter what reason it is, it's you are valid to feel this way.
Indeed.
Talk to them. If you don't like the answer, get yourself out of there.
Yeah. I hope that helps, Anonymous. Please keep us updated. If you ever find out what the fuck this was about, I need to know. I quite simply need to know.
You fucking care.
I know.
What
I know.
Somebody looks like.
I know. Thank you very much for your submission, Anonymous. Okay, this next one. This has been sent in by Yamgardens, and he uses he, she pronouns.
Yamgardens.
Thank you,
Thank
Yamgardens.
you so much, Yamgardens.
Good evening, Jack, Margaret, and equally as important, the entity.
The entity. What about Bully? Why didn't you say hello to my dog?
Yeah. Oh my god, my demon of a dog. I'm running my first campaign, and my party has clung on to effectively a DMPC. He is a meek spellcaster that is squishy and kind of a bad damage dealer due to my bad rolling, and as such, I'm trying to build him into being a support role, although his class, being a shadow magic sorcerer, doesn't really lend itself to that. One spell I gave him was Silvery Barbs in the effort to help out the party, though I haven't yet used it because I am stumped on how to use Silvery Barbs myself without it killing the tension of me rolling well against my players and or just being generally a little bit boring. Imagining myself going, and the hag crits to hit the cleric. Oh, JK, the sorcerer uses Silvery Barbs, moving on, sends shockwaves of cringe through my system. But I know I could use Silvery Barbs to the party's advantage. Thoughts?
Okay. So
shockwaves of cringe.
So yeah, you could God. You could simply. Oh God, it's still the same thing.
The thing is,
it's still the same thing. Look, to me, it's not even just being like, ha, JK. There's a way you can do it without feeling cringe. I don't know if you would feel like it isn't cringe, but yeah, somebody could roll a natural 20, and then you could sit there and be like, let's just call them
Dagmar.
Dagmar. Let's call them Dagmar for this moment. Dagmar then goes, you could be like, Dagmar could cast Silvery Barbs, and then let the party make the decision.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Give the option out there to be like, Dagmar could cast Silvery Barbs, they're in range, they've got a reaction, and if the party's like, yeah, do it, then it's just like, okay. Then, it's like, you didn't make the ultimate decision, you gave the option.
Yeah, you just made them aware that...
party make the decision.
Exactly, you just made them aware that it's something that your NPC had and that you as the DM are willing to do. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say you could literally be like, just so you're aware, this NPC has Silvery Barbs.
Yeah.
Anytime you want it, call for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can use it and you all agree, I will use it for you. I don't mind.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. It doesn't have to be the same with all of their spells. You can just run them as the DMP spell.
Yeah.
The thing is with shadow sorcerers are good at blasting.
Yeah.
They are good at control as well. Like, maybe like twinning, I don't know, entangles or something like that.
Yeah, twinning slow or something, I guess. Yeah.
Or like, using like, you have disadvantage on the slow effect or something like that.
Yeah.
The sorcerers can be really good. Is the shadow sorcerer the one that has the Hound of Ill Omen?
Hound of Ill Omen, yeah.
That means they have disadvantage against the spells that you cast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And your NPCs, your players can flank with the Hound.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
The Shadow Sorcerer is so underrated.
Yeah, Shadow Sorcerer, that's what Josh played.
So underrated. It's such a strong subclass. I feel like people don't understand that it doesn't have just the temporary hit points. Because it has the Direwolf stat block plus the temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Which is quite tanky.
Yeah.
Until like the late game.
Yeah.
You can use Silvery Barb. You can give the party the option to use Silvery Barbs instead of you just going, and then I get a natural 20. And then I Silvery Barbs myself.
Exactly. And like, another thing you can do is you could also use it to bolster your players. Like, let's say your players go to hit and they miss. You could go, oh, Silvery Barbs, and then you could let them re-roll.
It's disadvantage.
Isn't it you give advantage to the person who rolled as well, though?
So
you impose disadvantage on someone and give advantage to someone else.
I mean, you could, in a way, if you already know that they've missed, hit them with the Silvery Barbs, so they roll them with disadvantage.
Oh yeah, you can't do the action the other way around.
You can't give them advantage.
It has to be
give out disadvantage and then turn.
And then you choose it. And I say yeah. See, I was thinking you could do it like kind of whichever way.
You could. This is cheese fest.
Go on.
But you could, if somebody's already missed an attack, you could go, I cast Silvery Barbs. Does it have to be a success into a failure?
I don't really know.
Can you change?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. That's cheese fest anyway. You don't want to do that.
Agreed. But yeah,
let the party dictate when you can let them know the Silvery Barbs is available.
Totally.
And then they can choose to use it if they want.
Totally. Yeah. Just make them aware. Yeah, make them aware that your NPC has Silvery Barbs, and if there's a moment where obviously something's happened and they haven't thought about it, nothing wrong with prompting them.
Yeah.
And then it takes the decision off your shoulders, and then once they go, yeah, or they go, no, you can then role play the NPC doing it, and it will feel like a good moment.
Yeah, like I love a good role playing out a counter spell.
Yeah, I agree.
Like as the magic builds in their hand and then they are about to let it go, it like gets only feet away from their hands before the spell dissipates.
Yeah.
Somebody like comes into focus in the background.
Yeah.
Having like thwarted the spell.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. It's cool.
Exactly. There's so many fun ways you can do it. So I hope that helps. I think that's really the best way forward, I suppose, if you don't want to have to do shockwaves of cringe.
Shockwaves of cringe. There's so many ways to support. Like, just take a bunch of like control and CC spells or maybe even buffing spells for your party and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To make you and get the fucking hound out.
Yeah.
To help people in melee flank, which is really cool.
Indeed. Thank you very much for your submission, Yamgardens. All right, this next one, this has been sent in by Jay, and they use they, them pronouns.
Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, I followed your podcast for a while now, but this is my first submission. I just need some advice from an outside source. So, I recently started my first D&D campaign. I've never played before, but I'm really enjoying it so far. My character is an elf ranger whose adoptive father, their only family, recently died, and their main goal is to find their father's estranged daughter and apologize on his behalf for past conflict. This backstory was communicated in session 1.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I love that. There's so many things as a dungeon master that you could do with that. Maybe like the conflict, maybe they don't even know what the conflicts are.
Yeah.
But as they're searching for them, the conflicts begin to like come about.
Totally.
Maybe the daughter's like somebody like really important or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like just gotten themselves in too deep with something.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah, that's
cool
a really
things.
cool backstory.
My DM brain is like, let's go.
I am also autistic, and I have coded many of my own mannerisms into my character just to make role-playing easier.
Fair.
The issue comes where, after session 2, another party member sent a message in the group chat about some issues they have that they wanted to address. One of these issues was that they didn't like how antisocial some of the PCs were, and why they were even in the party if they didn't care.
And this is after the first session?
This is after session 2.
Session 2, okay.
That it's a role-playing game, and you need to be serious about it. No names were explicitly mentioned, but I can't think of any other characters it could apply to other than mine. My character isn't antisocial. They are just grieving the loss of their only close relationship, they're scared to form more, and they're quite socially awkward on top of that. I had a plan for how I wanted to integrate them into the party, slowly opening up to others and forming bonds, but now I'm just worried that it will be too slow for this player. Also, it might be me misreading social cues that happened in the session, but I'm worried that it's actually their opinion of me and that they are trying to communicate this through commentary on my character. Maybe my rejection sensitivity dysphoria is playing up, but it's making me doubt whether I actually want to keep playing this campaign. Any advice would be helpful. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think fucking after session 2 is so early to be saying these things.
I agree. Like you know, unless there's been something outwardly like someone being like, I don't want to adventure with the party, which obviously, Jay, isn't you. Like, unless someone else has maybe said something. The thing is, Jay, I think there's a couple things going on here, and it's so hard when someone hasn't communicated directly to you and hasn't said, hey, Jay, your character is being antisocial and
it's just like, here's this blanket ass statement that everyone's going to interpret probably as them when it could be anyone. It could be one single person.
Exactly.
But to me personally, like the beginning of a campaign is always a little bit slow. Yeah. Because, you know, everyone's trying to, you know, feel themselves into the campaign and listen to the dungeon master, but also be themselves and, you know, talk in the voice that they've made for their character, but also be true to their character. And it just takes a while for it to just flow naturally. It just does. Like it doesn't matter who it is. Sorry, my dog was licking himself. I think it takes people who are even very experienced role players a long time to get into that really comfortable state of being able to talk to each other.
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally.
A lot of people like to play standoffish characters as well, and it does take a little bit of time. I personally think that, you know, we're in the situation now, so we'll deal with it. But I think it was too early for this person to comment on
I agree.
Players and stuff like that. I agree.
Unless, again, someone had outwardly been, like, you know, rude to the party,
or
or like
really antisocial,
really, like, you know, doing things like against the party.
Yeah.
But again, Jay, that definitely wasn't you. Like, especially because you're like, my character's just sad. Like,
yeah. I'm just a sad little guy.
yeah, just a sad little guy, just a sad little guy.
I
And
think, go on.
well, I was just going to say, I think genuinely, yes, there is a big part of your rejection sensitive dysphoria playing up. I really do.
I think you saying, I can't help but think it's me.
Yeah.
I can't help but be like, who else could it be? It's because it could be others. But I think obviously that rejection is coming into play there.
Yeah, definitely.
Naturally.
And also, this person isn't helping it. I do want to make it clear, this person, by not saying exactly what they mean,
and who
is definitely making it worse. And I don't blame you, because someone who's also self-conscious, I would also immediately be like, man, is this me? Are they talking about me? And you know, the thing is, if this person, let's say, you said at the end, I'm worried that it's their opinion of me and not my character. It's hard because we don't know if they're talking about your character, first of all, because they haven't made it clear. And
they made it extremely ambiguous.
Yeah, very vague. And if they did have a problem with you, Jay, personally, it is their responsibility to tell you that.
And I think a lot of people, when they do this, they think they're helping by being like ambiguous,
by being around the bush.
By being around the bush,
Yeah.
they're like, it's okay because I'm not like singling anyone out, but it's just like, yeah, but you're also literally, if
you're making everyone worry.
You're making everyone worry. If you've got a problem with somebody, it's like, the thing is, right, if you were just like, the way that your character role plays, I feel is a little antisocial. It's like, if you just say that to somebody, if you like genuinely want the outcome to be like, we all talk a little bit more, it's like, you're not going to get that by doing this.
100%.
You're going to get that
You're
by...
going to put everyone's backs up.
You're going to get probably the opposite. Nobody's going to want to roleplay.
Exactly. And like, the thing is, it's kind of like, it's like a half done thing.
It's half-baked.
It's half-baked because they're addressing their problem, but they're not being clear about it.
Yeah.
And when you are not crystal clear with your communication and direct, and you don't have to be mean, you don't have to be blunt, but you can have clear communication and be gentle with it. Like, you leave situations like this where, you know, Jay, you say here, you have autism, you have rejection sensitive dysphoria, like things like that, of course, are going to be triggered by something this vague.
Yeah.
So what you're feeling, Jay, is very valid, first of all.
If you're comfortable enough, you can simply go to this player and ask them.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
And just say, you know, those things that you said, like, I can't help but feel like they're about me. Is it okay if you clarify if they are or they aren't?
Yeah.
And if they are, like, let's try and work on it together. If they aren't, you should probably tell the person, because the way that you've, like, expressed yourself here has made me worry. And you're telling me that it's not about me.
And I'm sure the other person's worrying too.
I can only imagine what the other person is feeling as well, because, you know, you've made me feel this way.
And you know what, again, Jay, I don't know if they've said this about you. That's the problem, we don't know. But when you feel so self-conscious about your own self, it's so easy to block out anyone else's behavior and go straight to it's me.
Yeah.
When, hey, there's a chance that it isn't. I can't confirm nor deny, unfortunately, but I agree with what Jack said. Go to this person and just say, hey, like, I've been thinking about what you said. I can't help but feel like it's about my character. If it is, let's talk about it.
Let's just have a talk about it.
And because you say here, like, I have a plan of how I want them to warm up.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had a similar situation like this in one of our campaigns.
Yeah.
There was something similar. And I had to have a conversation with this person. And this person said pretty much exactly what you said, Jay. They said, I was planning on having this thing happen later on, and I was building up to it.
I can speed it up now.
Yeah.
You know.
And they did.
And it was great.
And it was great.
Yeah.
So I think
But Margaret went and spoke
to
to that person. They didn't give a blanket overall ambiguous statement.
No, I didn't post something in the group chat being like, hey, look, you know, I directly messaged this person. I went to their house and we had a conversation.
Yeah, and you just had a chat.
And it wasn't this big scary thing.
Nope.
It was just having a conversation and
Yeah.
me being honest. And because I was honest, they were honest back too.
They were honest back too. The problem got resolved
Like immediately.
It's like it wasn't even a problem. It was just like, players playing in different ways.
Yeah,
and maybe things getting a little misconstrued.
Yeah.
Like, so there was just a conversation that was had, and I ended it all out straight away because you were just direct and honest.
Yeah, I was just honest
and it's
about
like
it.
this is the thing. You can be direct and honest and it not be
Mean.
like mean and
Yeah,
horrible.
100%.
Like,
Absolutely, totally.
If you're using the word blunt,
if you're using the word blunt, you just want to be an asshole and then
asshole.
veil it behind pretending to be nice.
So, Jay, personally, if you're comfortable, I understand if you're not. And if you're not, I think the Dungeon Master is a great vessel to use here.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
If you aren't comfortable. But if you are, just go to the person and just honestly say, like, I feel like you're talking about me. If you are, let's just talk it out. And, I'll tell you a little bit about my plan and stuff like that. If you weren't, I think you should tell the people or person that you were talking about because, you saying this blanket statement has made me feel this way.
Yeah.
I can only assume what the other people would be feeling as well.
And again, Jay, if they have a problem with you, it is their responsibility to tell you that.
Yeah.
It's not for you to...
It's not your responsibility to read their mind.
To worry. Yeah, exactly. It's not your responsibility to read their mind and try and read between these really difficult lines that someone who's neurodiverse really struggles to do, by the way.
And I'll bring it back to... I still think session 2 is too early.
I agree. I agree.
It is so natural to not have like fully flowing role play
in session 2.
Like it can take 5, 10, 15 sessions to like really get into it.
I agree.
Session 2.
I agree.
Nah, I still think that's too early.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you know what? In terms of what you've said about your character, backstory sounds great, by the way.
I love that backstory. I think it sounds great.
Sometimes this is why sometimes, and I'm not saying your character's a lone wolf character or anything like that.
Oh my god, you're a lone wolf.
You're saying that your character is scared to form relationships, socially awkward. You have a plan to slowly open them up. Maybe that is something off the back of this you can fast track. You can speed that process up. However, 2 sessions in,
I don't think is enough for cause for concern.
Probably on your first day of meeting the party.
I think as well. You've heard us say it a million times before, and I'm not blaming you at all here in the slightest. Just remember that lone wolves trust the party.
Yes, indeed.
They are slow to trust others, but the party is where they trust.
Yeah.
You find something within the party that you do trust.
Indeed.
I'm not saying that that's the reason why this has been said.
Yeah.
But I'm just a reminder.
Yeah. So I hope that helps, Jay. You're very valid in what you're feeling. This player has set a breeding ground for all of these worries to come in.
Yeah.
They've communicated very poorly here. Reach out to them.
So poorly.
Try and communicate with them directly. I would recommend that over anything else. If you're not comfortable with that, go to the DM, get them to clarify.
Yeah.
And hopefully, with you being upfront and honest and proving that you can have a conversation without it being an argument, hopefully it will show this player that they can be honest with you in the future.
They can do it too.
Indeed. I hope that helps, Jay.
I hope it helps.
Thank you for your submission.
Cheers, Jay.
All right, this next one is this has been sent in by T, and she uses she/her pronouns.
This is the last one.
This is the last one. You know what?
We put 4 in because they were a little bit longer, and I think we're going to be back on track.
Yeah, I think so, actually. I think so. This has been sent in by T, and she uses she/her pronouns.
Like just the letter T?
T-E-A.
Or T-E-A.
A cup of tea. Thank you, T.
Thank you very much, T.
Advice on where to start. I am 22 with a partner and a few friends who still play or used to play TTRPGs. I myself didn't even know what they were or that they even existed before I came to university. I grew up in the sticks, literally.
Oh, let's go.
And since learning what it is and what it can look like, I've become really interested in potentially playing with a group.
Let's go.
I have a little bit of a problem, though. I have aphantasia, which for me prevents me from being able to visualize anything at all. I literally see nothing in my mind. This makes it extremely hard for me to keep up with role-playing and storylines, as I literally cannot picture what is happening and the strategy and math side of things. Because of this, I'm really intimidated to play. I tried to find an online group, and I had asked the DM if they could go at a slower pace in order for me to keep up. but they declined. I'm really not very knowledgeable about TTRPGs at all, and most of my knowledge comes from your podcast. I don't know how to ask my friends if they would be willing to have me as part of their campaigns, as they are quite seasoned and they take their role-playing and narrative really seriously. I'm just not sure where to start or what kind of adjustments I need to ask for.
Okay. I definitely think that friends is going to be
I agree.
the way to go
yeah. I
here.
agree.
Like people who, know you well and maybe know that you have aphantasia. That's what you say, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's aphantasia. Yeah.
Aphantasia. Sorry. That's where to begin, I think. To, let them know openly and honestly and just be like, I think the way to go is, I don't know if it's going to be for me because of my aphantasia, but I'd really like to try because I'm quite interested and you all seem to really enjoy it and I'd love to be a part of that with you. I think a few things to help you in the game. I don't know because I don't have aphantasia, but just trying my best to, think about what might help you is battle maps are an absolute must.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
A lot of people like to play, all theater of the mind. I don't mind that. When I've tried to do theater of the mind before, Matthew really struggles with it.
Yeah, to be honest, I really struggle with it as well.
He takes distances like super literally.
Yeah.
This is how many spaces are between us.
Yes, he thinks very, very literally.
And I sometimes I'm happy to, but I have battle maps for, I would say 99% of my fights.
99.9%.
99. Like there's only now
yeah.
and then where I theater of mind it.
Yeah.
And it might just be like a quick little scenario. So battle maps are an absolute must. I think note taking.
Yeah.
Would be a really big thing for you.
Yeah.
Because you might not be able to like visualize it, but if you maybe write down true facts about NPCs or stories or worlds, it's like you're not actually just imagining it.
Yeah,
you're
physically processing it and putting it back down. Yeah, I agree.
Note taking. Margaret's a big note taker.
I am a big note taker. Yeah,
and she is the most. I would say you and Abby are the most.
Because Abby also takes notes.
Clued into what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
and
agree.
I think you both do a really good job of like piecing things together.
I agree, because Abby takes concise notes. Like if she has like kind of different sections for each player, she has sections for the world and the story, and she takes if there's a big story reveal, she will note it down. Whereas that's
like yours are like almost like annotations of the session.
Yeah, very much so. If someone says something, I'll write it down and put a question mark after it. Yeah. Like, I'm very conspiratorial with my notes. Abby is very factual. And because of that, me and Abby together make a really good team when we're working out what's going on, right?
Because I put a lot of, like, can I call them Easter eggs? I put a lot of callbacks in. Like, there's something that I might just mention off the like cuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, that doesn't really make sense now. But then with later context, that becomes like a vital point.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where you figure it out because of notes.
Yes. So notes very well might help.
Everybody plays this game differently.
Yeah.
Every single person, there is no correct or incorrect way to play D&D or TTRPGs full stop. Like, if you play it and the only way that you can have fun is by like low role play, loads of note taking, detailed battle maps, like that's fine.
Yeah, totally.
You can play in a group full of people who are like really big role players and you only get involved just in like big decisions and stuff like that and in combat, but you have all the notes and you have all the lore and you put all the puzzles together. It's like I feel like a lot of people on the outside of TTRPGs are like, what if I play it wrong? It's like, there's no such thing.
Yeah, indeed.
There's
100%.
Literally no such thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, what you get out of TTRPGs is what you enjoy, then you're playing it right.
Yeah, I agree. And, you say, like, how do I go about asking? Honestly, T, exactly how you've done it here.
100%.
You go, I have aphantasia.
Honest.
I struggle with these things. Like, I want to play with you. I want to play D&D. Would you be willing to try for me? And it's a hard one, right? Because I'm a big firm believer of no one owes anything. So your DM does have a right to go, no, I'm sorry. It is very fast paced. It's
all theater of the mind. We do a lot of role playing, and it wouldn't be the right decision for you to join. And they have the right to say that. However, they're your friends.
Yeah.
They're going to want to get you in on it. You know, maybe like not mid-campaign or whatever, but like when they start the next game up, I think there is no harm in putting out the feelers and being like, hey, like, could I join? And say, I have this. And then your friend's going to want to help you. You know, your
100%.
friend's going to want to support you. Like, battle maps, 100%. If there's a puzzle, make it a visual puzzle.
Yeah.
Like have character art of the characters, have art of the NPCs of the towns.
If there's a puzzle, it's like all of the physical pieces of the puzzle are like drawn down.
Yeah.
Like for somebody. Other case is, as I always say, we have a Discord full of 1,800 people who are like us. They are unbelievably understanding. Like, there's going to be people out there who are totally fine with you having aphantasia and are like, yeah, it might be a little bit different to the way I'm doing it now, but I'm happy to like accommodate you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was going to say something else. What was I going to say?
While you think about that, I think it's important to also think, T, about what kind of role are you happy playing in?
Yeah.
Would you be okay, like Jack said, would you be okay if you join your friend's group and they're all role players and you struggle to get involved with it? Would you be okay still being in the game, still being involved, taking more of a bit of a backseat when it comes to those things, but being able to champion other things? Would you be comfortable with that? Because that's important. Or if not, could you adapt? Or if not, would you prefer to join a game that is actually very suited for you, if that makes sense?
Like, because that's the thing, there's a bunch of games that have different types of players at the table. There's a bunch of tables like mine where I have a bunch of players that are almost exactly the same, who like to play in exactly the same way, and that's why they get along. But that doesn't mean that, you know, different people who enjoy different things couldn't not play at the same table.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think you go to your friends and just be completely honest with them and be like, I'm struggling to like, you know if I'm going to enjoy it. Just tell them, you know, you want to come in for a session or something like that to just see the vibes and get the vibes, and even maybe just sit in to see what's going on first.
Totally.
And if the vibes are like fitting, then I'll make a character and we can maybe see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
Just be honest. I think your friends will be totally fine with it. And if not, there's a Discord there full of a bunch of people who would definitely give you a shot at the table.
Totally.
100%.
And to anyone listening, again, we don't have aphantasia, so we can't really speak on what will or won't work.
Yeah.
If you have aphantasia and you play D&D, or even if not, if you just have any suggestions for T, please leave them in the comments below.
What I was going to say, obviously, completely agree with Margaret. Let T know if there's anything that has helped you.
Yes.
Along your journey in D&D with aphantasia. But also, it's just like, you don't need to be involved in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, no, totally.
I think there's so many tables who have people who, like, when the roleplay happens, they'll take a little bit of a backseat and they'll just sort of enjoy the roleplay. As a dungeon master, I've realized that I truly love that.
Yeah.
Like, just watching the roleplay play out is one of my favorite things as a dungeon master.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't like being a player as much.
Yeah.
Even though I love role-playing, I just love watching it play out.
Totally.
You might just really enjoy the combats because you can physically see the map, and then, like, that's where you shine and stuff like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
Just so you know.
Yeah, 100%. It's okay to take the parts that you really enjoy and not be bothered about the other parts. That's normal.
But just sit and enjoy the fact that your friends are enjoying it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope that helps, T.
And again, helps, T.
If anyone has aphantasia, please let T know.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I think we timed that. Okay, we took a couple of breaks, but I think we timed that quite well.
My dog kept me awake.
Yeah,
a lot.
Me too.
Last night. He's a sausage.
He's an old sausage.
He's an old sausage
who just needs a lot of maintenance all the time. Actually,
I love him though.
Yeah.
Anyway, vote for us in the Crit Awards.
Yay!
The link is down below.
Best upcoming Twitch. I was going to say Twitch award.
Twitch channel. The award for the best upcoming Twitch channel. Obviously, thank you for getting us to this stage. If you want us to push us further and for us to be your winner, we'd really, really appreciate that. Go pick up some merch from www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Our Hellbound store, which is our Etsy store that is run by the two of us, is linked down below. Code Podblast will get you 10% off anything in that store. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good bits and bobs.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you.
Yeah.
We've been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you on Monday. Bye.